Inaugural blood drive Thursday honors the life and legacy of local musician Dan McMahon. Dan died due to cancer in 2024 at the age of 41. Thursday's blood drive was held in partnership with his parents and the Rock River Valley Blood Center. Dan performed with several bands throughout the Rockford area, including Miles Nielsen and the Rushed Hearts. He was known for his phrase that serves as the inspiration behind the event, "What's holding you back, man?" Dan's parents say it makes them happy to know that those who donated blood are making an impact while honoring their son's memory.
Brought so many people together in this community just by his own personality, not just by his
music.
Not just by his music. And so we're using that platform to help others.